Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for Monday, the 25th of November, 2024. We'll start off with the synoptic. This is yesterday, looking at Storm Bert out in the Atlantic, just to the northwest of Ireland. And you can see that the isobars there were very, very close together, giving us those strong winds. The cold fronts that were sat on that were right over the top of us yesterday. And if I can get my computer to play, there we go. Let's move on through midnight last night. You can see that cold front finally clearing off to the southeast and into lunchtime today. Bert has moved out into the North Sea, just off the sort of northeastern corner of Scotland. And although the isobars are still quite close together, by the time you get to the south of England, they're starting to spread out a little bit, giving us a sort of less of a strong wind. It's more of a sort of west-southwesterly flow today, and we've got quite nice looking skies out there at the moment. I'll run that through another 24 hours for you. And you can see midnight tonight, there's a little bit of a trough out in English Channel, and by lunchtime tomorrow, there's a high pressure building where Bert was 48 hours ago. And that should give us some better weather over the south of the country tomorrow. Looking at the satellite picture, you can see that there's a layer of cloud which is clearing off to the east of us. And looking out the window, we're starting to get blue skies from the west at the moment. It's looking quite nice out there. The rain radar shows that cold front disappearing off into Europe. And if we run the rain rate forecast throughout the day, we can see that as the hours go by, there's very little rain in our area. There's a few showers in across the west coast up through Wales, but essentially nothing really getting our direction. So Odium then, they don't have their TAF this morning, still missing. But their actual forecast is 2209 knots, greater than 10k visibility, with scattered clouds at about, it's in 21,000 feet there, so that's that upper cloud. Temperature 10, dew point 7. Looking at Farnborough, we have 2309 knots, greater than 10k. There's no clouds. Temperature 10, dew point 7. And they're forecasting 24010 knots, greater than 10k, with few 2,500 feet. And a 30% chance that in the afternoon, between 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock, 26015, gusting 25. The spot winds then 1,000 feet to the north of us, 240, 30 knots, and to the south, 260, 25 knots. And looking at windy, I've chosen about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. They're showing 11 knots southwesterly. And if we look at the local forecast, it's not too dissimilar. We've got maybe a maximum of about 14 knots through the mid part of the day. The wind dying off towards the hours of darkness. We should have plenty of sunshine up until about 3, 4 o'clock, and there's very little chance of rain at all. GFS then showing temperatures around about 10, 11 centigrade with the dew point, down at about 6 centigrade. Looking out the window from Alton towards Lasham, we can see there's a bit of layered cloud there, and I'm just going to clear that up. That's what's happened in the last hour. So it's nice clear blue skies now. And the wind has dropped off from yesterday's sort of 20 knots mean gusting up to sort of 35, 40 knots. That's now down about 10 knots, gusting 13 as we speak. Skyset site then showing a little bit of cloud throughout the day, but the sun breaking through, and a reasonable cloud base that should allow us to winch launch an aerotow, and I'm pretty sure we'll get some flying done today. Top Meteo, again, they're showing very little clouds throughout the day. We'll just whiz through this one. There's not a great deal to see apart from maybe some upper cloud in the afternoon. So that should be another nice day if we go by Top Meteor. So no TAMS then. We have Goodwood ATZ is down here at number 13. It's just a change of hours. So if you happen to be going anywhere near Goodwood and want to chat with the area traffic, check the hours there. 20 is Barton Stacey, live firing. 22 is Aldershot, that's going to be after dark, nothing to worry about there. And 23 is Ash Ranges, that's Delta 132, is going to be active. Let's move on then to the usual Odium cross section. And we can see we've got a few cumulus in the mid part of the day. The 0 degree isotherm there is up at about 5,000 feet, dropping down to maybe about 3.5 during the day. Winds, they are still suggesting that there's a strong wind gusting up to 26 knots. I'm not quite sure that's going to happen, but let's keep an eye on it anyway. And don't worry too much about the date in the top right-hand corner here. If you look at the bottom there, this was issued at 06:20 this morning, so it is valid for today. The booking system is quite sparse this morning, but we will go out and fly. We'll need a K21 for the aerobatics, K21 for the casual list. There's one club member got a K21 booked. And I think with the trial license today, we will be able to cope with the trial license. Why not get a K21 out or utilise one of the other three we'll have out, because there's going to be spare capacity there. Let's just play it by ear for that one. Single seaters, if anybody does want to come out and fly single seaters, there's availability on all four of the baby grubs and baby drops and discus, and there's one person on the casual list. Simulator is available as per normal. A couple of church notices. The SPL deadline for applications is September 2025. The CAA and Lasham are advising you to get them done by March 2025 to try and beat the rush. The Farnborough airspace change proposal post-implementation review is due out in December. As soon as we've got that, I'll make sure it's distributed to the club members. And Thursday this week, there's a 5-year instructor refresher course. If you need a 5-year refresher, have a chat with Chris Manning. So movements today, we have one Airbus A320 due in at 09:57. I've had a quick look. It's expected at 10:25. We might just start by air towing today, and then once that movement's taken place, get the winch out and set up on the runway with the launch point. So, with Storm Bert giving us a lot of water over the weekend, we're going to do runway 27 hard for launching. Cables on the boom to the south as per usual. Landing on 27 hard to the south of the centre line, please. And all equipment will be parked north of the centre line. So that's parked gliders, vehicles, everything will be to the north of the centre line. Landing on 27 grass to the north is permitted if the runway is blocked. Avoid using your wheel brake unless it's absolutely necessary on the grass. The grass south of the main runway is out of bounds. It's absolutely saturated this morning. I took a buggy out there, almost got bogged down. I very much doubt you'd be able to tow a glider off. So please remain clear off the grass south of the main 0927 runway. And of course, do not land or taxi on disused runways either. And at the end of the day, please clean the gliders. There's going to be quite muddy today. Anything that goes on the grass is going to get muddy today. So please wash the undersides, at least of the fuselages behind the wheels, to get the mud off. So the airfield setup today, I'm going to displace the launch point forwards to give us room to land on the runway south of the centre line. Any landing gliders on the runway stop by the runway markers here. Winch launching will be to the south, air towing to the north, and that's pretty much it for today. Enjoy your flying, have lots of fun, please keep it safe, and I shall see you out on the airfield shortly.